So basically you have used Sino, so it's instant. And unless you don't want to remove the wings for transportation for whatever purpose, then I wouldn't recommend you to use any kind of glue on the wings. If you're thinking that you're never going to remove the wings, then please go ahead and add Sino to your wings so it doesn't come out at all. But this is how you need to travel with. But if you're going to remove your wings for whatever reason, please do not use any kind of glue for this. Now coming back to your accessories pack, let's open the accessories. Okay, now we have removed the accessories pack. Here you see a nice APC style prop, which is 6x4, 6x4. So it's a 6-inch prop, so which will give you very good thrust and very good speeds, and I'm sure good verticals too. So it comes with a prop adapters for different size of prop adapters. I mean, it's already a prop adapter already included with this. So in case if you happen to have your personal choice to use this, you have a different fillers here. It's a nice aluminum molded prop adapters, which is nice. And so this with the prop. You also have a Y connector in case if you want to use it with a 4-channel radio, or if you have a 6-channel radio, then you can plug individual channels and you could use it as a flaperons or an air brakes. I mean, the features are endless. Because the reason why it's possible is because, as you see, there are 2 separate servos for the ailerons. There's not a single servo and it's not a wide. So you have 2 separate servos and 2 individual connectors coming out. So the possibilities are basically endless. Okay, here we have control horns, which, as I earlier said, you already have a nice slot made for the all the control surfaces. Basically, all you have to do is take this, use a thick Sino. Again, guys, I'm insisting, use a thick Sino, not a thin Sino on all these things. So there is a groove here in the center and there's also a groove there. So all you need to do is, you cannot go wrong with this. Only thing, just make sure that the holes and your screw lock connectors are facing towards the hinge side, not the opposite side. So basically your screw lock connectors, this side, will be facing towards the hinge side, not the opposite side. So all you have to do is just take this, center this plastic center to the slot here, and all you have to do is, make a slot first, just press it in. You get those 2 holes inside already. Now take thick glue, just add 2 drops of thick glue and put this, and just hold it for a few seconds and you're good to go with this. So similarly, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So basically 4 are for your 2 ailerons and 1 for the rudder, 1 for the elevator. So that takes care of the 4. But in case tomorrow you want to change over to the as I spoke to you earlier, to the V-tail, then maybe you will have to the extra control horns are already given so that you can use these. But of course, to remove the T-tail, which is already stuck with Sino, is a difficult task. So I don't know how it would help you, but if you really want to go to that route, there's a lot of blade work to be done, cutting work. So basically your control horns are nicely glued in, snug fit. So similar to the, again, if you see here, add 2 drops of thick Sino, center it, Sino, just hold it for a few seconds and you're good to go. Now this is how your T-tail would have looked in case if you want T-tail and with the control horn stuck. So this basically what it took, like a few minutes. So this is ready, and let's go back to the fuselage now. If you see here with the T-tail what we've done, you see that already the control horns, the push rods are already ready for the control horns to be thick. So basically this will go on top for the rudder. The right side is rudder. See, you just have to you'll have to just figure out, if you see the slot on the right hand side, and that is the slot for your control horn. So obviously this side, the right side of the model's push rod will come to your rudder, and if you see the slot is on the right hand side for the elevator. So basically this push rod goes to the elevator. So again, similarly, as I said, all you have to do is take this, add 2 drops of thick cyano, stick it in here. So not much work. And now you need is a star screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, just to loosen this, and you can insert this and this is how. Now all you have to do is power up your ESC and center the servos, and all you have to do is just tighten the screw. Now guys, again, while tightening the screw, please use thread lock, because this is again metal to metal. Just use a very small amount of thread lock. Please do not use too much, like a blob, or you don't need too much of thread lock, because you should be able to remove it again. So just put a small amount of thread lock and take a Phillips screwdriver and tighten it, and don't over tighten it. You may break, because you already stuck the control horn. You may break it out from the foam. So you don't need too much of tightening. You just need a snug fit there. So just take and just firmly tighten it. That's it. But do not use excessive force. So now you break open the control horn glue. So once you use your thread lock, then you don't really have to tighten it much. So you're good with it. So similarly, the elevator is done. Similarly for the rudder. There's another control horn. Yeah. Similarly for the rudder, use thick cyano. Of course, you can also use epoxy, not to worry, but cyano will be much quicker. And also note guys, if you're using cyano, I would have, you should have earlier made models. You know how a cyano should work, because those are almost instantaneous. So I would recommend you, if you are not worked with cyano much, if you are not made models earlier, I would recommend you to use epoxy, because epoxy is a slow curing, and which will give you time in case if you have done some wrong gluing, then it has time to, you can remove it and you can paste it the other way around. But with cyano, it does not give you that kind of time. So again, as I said, put this in. All you have to do is push the screw lock connector inside the push rod, and you're done with. Again, similar instructions. Use very little, remove the screw completely. Use very little of thread lock, and tighten it firmly, but not really. Don't over tighten. That's what I meant. So just tighten it firmly, and you're good to go. And here's the 2 push rods for the ailerons. Similar way how we did for the tail. All you have to do is as I said, when you power on the servos are already centered for you. So all you have to do is use one of your control horns after you glue it. After the control horns are glued, all you have to do is just use this Z bend on your servo. I'm just going to remove and put it now for now, but of course after you stick it, you'll not be able to do that. So basically again, after the servo is centered, now this should be done with the servo powered on. So basically you should have power to the servo should be centered, your trims in your radio should be neutral, and just make sure that the ailerons are neutral here. Just make sure that it coincides with the wing trailing edge. So just hold one hand here and add a little bit of thread lock on the screw and tighten it tighten it again firmly, but not with excessive force, and you should be good. So once you are done with this, basically your ailerons push rods work is done. Do the similar work with the other aileron servo, so you should be done with. You basically finished your airframe in less than 15 minutes, 20 minutes, okay, let's say half an hour you take by the time you finish the whole airframe done. So this is the nice size, if you can see here.